Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we've got a very special episode indeed. We're going to be showcasing some highlights from the Wizards of the Coast sponsored early access stream for Zendikar Rising, and this particular video is... honestly, I would put it in the mana burn category, but, I'm not going to do that, because I kind of fancy playing this one again, but in a more competitive shell. So this is just going to be a hyper jank video, let's call it that. Today we're going to be showcasing the first deck that we played during the day, and honestly, absolute nonsense. I will put out there right now that this deck is not very good. It lost most of the games that we played, but the ones that it did some excellent things in very much impressed me just on the jank potential alone. So we're going to be playing around with a Simic Mutate deck that's built around Scoot Swarm. Ooh, freaked out there for a minute. Scoot Swarm being a 3-mana 1/1 and one of my favorite creatures to come from Zendikar. Not my absolute favorite, but certainly one that's got some very interesting text on it. It's got landfall, so whenever a land enters the battlefield, you get to create a 1/1 insect creature token, which you see on the left there. It's very cute and adorable, and I want it. If you control 6 or more lands, you get to create a token of the thing on the right, which is the card itself, which means whenever a land enters the battlefield again, then you would get 2 tokens that would be triggering landfall, and then extra tokens, and then extra tokens, and you can probably see where this goes. Eventually, them scoots be swarming, and that's all we're going to be doing with this deck, is going to be trying to swarm this one as much as possible. During the streamer event, I kind of identified that this is not the best way to play this deck, but it is certainly an interesting way to do it. What we're going to be doing with Scoot Swarm is essentially using a Mutate shell, which you might have seen before, that's built around the cards Migratory Greathorn, Parcel Beast, and Auspicious Sterix. Migratory Greathorn will essentially mutate for 3 mana, ideally onto a Scoot Swarm. That means that Scoot Swarm becomes a Migratory Greathorn with 3/4 power and toughness that also puts a land into play. But the way that Mutate works is essentially that you will, when you mutate onto another creature, you will get this card. However, it will maintain a lot of the old text on it. For example, or to be quite literal, it will keep the landfall trigger, which means this Greathorn will have a landfall trigger, and it will also mutate and put a land into play. And this landfall trigger does say that it copies Scoot Swarm, and the way that that works as well is that Scoot Swarm is the name of the card, it's not a specific name. So when Scoot Swarm becomes Migratory Greathorn, and it puts a land into play, and if you have 6 or more lands, it creates a copy of Migratory Greathorn. So suddenly we're not producing 1/1s, we're producing 3/4s. And then we can upgrade that to something like Auspicious Sterix, which is a 5-mana 6/6, but you mutate it for 6. That's what you want to be doing most of the time. Hopefully we can ramp up to it easy enough. It says when this one mutates, you exile cards from the top of your library until you exile X permanent cards, where X is the number of times that creature is mutated, and then put those permanents onto the battlefield. Ideally, what we want to do is hit lands, and also something like Ashaya Soul of the Wild, which turns all of our non-token creatures into forests. That means that Auspicious Sterix's triggers, if it was to put a Parcel Beast into play, for example, which is unmuted and doesn't really do anything with itself, it will actually enter as a basic forest, which means it triggers the landfall of Scoot Swarm. So it means that there's a lot of triggers on the stack, and that's what we're going to showcase today. As I mentioned, this deck is very bad. I would not recommend building it, and I also do want to revisit this one at some point in the future as well and try and make it a little bit more competitive, because this one got completely raffle stomped a lot of the time by the Omnath decks that were pretty much everywhere during the streamer event, and they were essentially, yeah, they weren't gonna stop, and I imagine most of Standard ends up being that. So this is definitely not a well-positioned deck. The rest of the deck, though, is just ramp pieces. We've got this Tangle Flora Hedron, which comes in as a tap land or as a 1/1 that produces 1 green mana, which is kind of nice. It's a land drop, and it's also a mana dock. It's pretty solid. Lotus Cobra, pretty much most played card in this streamer event as well. Landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you add 1 mana of any color. Just allows us to be a little bit more efficient with all of our land drops and things like that, to try and really just splooge all of our content onto the board. And yeah, that's mostly about it, to be honest. We've got Adventurer Waits that can search for creatures, and if we don't find what we need, we can draw a card. We've got the Roiling Regrowth, which I wanted to try out, which is kind of like Cultivate, but it sacks a land. and it puts 2 into play, so that's 2 landfall triggers. Not sure about this one, but it did pretty reasonably, actually, during the gameplay. And then there's a Turn Timber Symbiosis. Again, just wanted to try it out. It's an untapped land if you pay 3 life, and you also have that big mana cost sorcery on the right hand there that looks at the top 7 cards of your library. It can find a scoop mob. That's the only reason I put it in the deck. It probably shouldn't even be in here, to be honest, but it is, so. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and thank you very much for Wizards for inviting me to this event. And yeah, let's get to the gameplay. Can play that with a Naughty Procession in Historic. Ooh. I feel like you might not need to. Oh, also, my deck tracker's not going to work today, so it's probably the thing that's stalling us right now. There we go. Get rid. Get out of here. I think it's broken. Alright. Yeah, sure. We'll go with this one. So we've also got the... Ooh, look at that. Nice. I don't know how we flipped it then, but it flipped. So it can be either one of those when we're choosing our hand size, which is nice. I'm going to keep this and see what happens. I have seen Sabaton live myself, actually. Saw them at Download Festival. They were very good. It was actually the Primo Victoria, I believe, was the first song that was playing on my playlist when I started it today. And we are getting milled. Alright, this could be pretty horrendous, in all honesty, but we might get free Uro. Our opponent's obviously playing blue-black mill. I guess we'll just ramp with a Tangled Florahedron. Teferi's Tutelage, draws, discards, mills. They will give us a free Uro down the line, because we do have the full playset in here. Ooh, hello, Lotus Cobra. Also triggers off of lands as well, so if we start triggering Starix with a Shire in play, we're going to get mana off of creatures entering the battlefield. So, let's get Lotus Cobra in. Make a land drop, go green. And I guess we'll just go with Uro. Opponent's going to fuel up our graveyard anyway, so we might as well just, like, escape Uro on the following turn. You might not love landfall after it takes over, we'll have to see. Basically 50% of the streams play Dimir Rogues. Oh, is that what's flavor of the event? Yeah, I figured mill might see quite a fair bit of play. I did actually have a mill list mostly ready to go, but then I kind of gravitated away from it. So we'll go sack that one. Get these 2 into play. Trigger Lotus Cobra. Get blue, green. Mutate Parcel Beast onto Lotus Cobra. Over. Can I play this? I absolutely can. Adventure awaits. There's Scoot Swarm. I'll take a Scoot Swarm. I feel like we won't have much time to play it between getting milled and dying, but we'll see. All the... yeah, the graveyard stuff's gone. Seems like Landfall's going to be good. I'd imagine it's pretty decent. Most of the good Landfall cards, other than Uro, he's the only one that's really kind of sticking around. Everything else is mostly gone, though. Rude. Now we're even. I guess I'll just get an Uro out. I don't know. Yeah, I should probably just like escape an Uro. None of my graveyard matters. It might matter to my opponent, I suppose. Alright, give me something to mutate, I guess. Would be nice. Alright, Adventurer awaits. I actually like the look of this card. Only spotted it today, actually. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, and you may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If you didn't put a card in your hand this way, draw a card. So if you just don't like what you see, or you miss, you draw a card, which is kind of cool. I like that. If you play a Shire first, would Scoot Swarm trigger itself? Yes, actually it would. We may end up doing that. I was basically putting this in the deck to hit off of Starix, but that's clearly not happening right now. Oops, it's all Uro. It will eventually be all Uro. Oh dear. Yeah, it's not going to be a great showing, I think, for the deck, at least now. We are just going to get absolutely thrashed with mill here. 13 cards left. Alright. Scoot Swarm. Come on, Uro. Hit me a land. That's all I want. Scoot Swarm. There is a counter unless you pay 1 in this format now. So I might get hit with that. But at least I have 1 Scoot Swarm in play. No! Alright, fine. Well, at least they didn't kill my Scoot Swarm, that's all that matters. Does Zendikar have any anti-mill in the set? I don't think so. Fun police. Well, we are at 9 cards. We're probably already dead, to be honest. How much is this mill? 4? Yeah, 4. Just the 4. We might get to do some funny stuff. Maybe if we can get a Shire in play. Leyline's still in the format. Post-rotation. I can't remember if they were in... which set they were in, actually. You could do Leyline of Sanctity to stop getting targeted. It's a possibility. And this is target opponent. They were in M20. Ah. Fair enough. I was really hoping for a land so we could go with a Shire. If we could have gone with a Shire, we could have played a land, turn all the Scoot Swarm tokens into lands. I think we'd have gone infinite and broken the game, actually. Something like that would have definitely happened. Alright, well. Let's just Uro. Let's just do it. See if we get a land. Nope. Oh no, that is a land. Haha! Pay 3. Scoot, scoot! Regrowth. Because we can.
Welcome back.
Scoot, scoot! Oh my god. Oh, the dream. That's what I want. But on a larger scale. We are dead. We're at 1 card. But you know what? We had 12 scoots in the end there. Poseidon J, thank you very much for the subscription. Appreciate it, my friend. Let's let our opponent finishes off, and we'll go to the next one. I imagine we can pull this off. Just imagine all of these are either Parcel Beasts or Migratory Greathorns, or even Auspicious Starixes. Just imagine that. We did win the moral game. That is true. We can definitely go bigger, and I am insistent on going bigger here. So don't you worry, chat. If this game doesn't break from all the scoots, then I will be disappointed. But we'll see. Maybe Bant Scoot along with the new Cat Landfall enchantment to put counters on all the scoots. That could be a thing. I feel like, though, judging by how many scoots we made off of how few lands we just put into play there, we wouldn't really need to. I feel like all the 1/1s we produce would be just insane on their own. Gonna throw a Scoot in my Itachi over deck? You absolutely should. It would be a mistake not to. Always bolt the bird. Alright, let's have a look. Well, we don't have the Scoot, but we don't really get to play it until turn 3 anyway. So we'll do like an Adventured Waits, I guess. Can I close this thing now? I'm gonna have to go into my system to take this thing off because it looks like it's crashed actually. It's not even interactable. Oh boy, it's the Scoot Swarm. Alright, so Adventure Awaits. Well, we already have an Ashaya, so we'll get the Lotus Cobra, I suppose. So there are Yuri on deck with Ketria Triomes. Could be like... I don't know, actually. Some nonsense with Genesis Ultimatum, probably. If I had to guess. Okay. Yeah, let's just get the Scoot Swarm down now. Let's not mess about. Let's get our boy in there. Well, there's Uro. Could just be like Teamer Elementals or 4-color Elementals, maybe, with... Yeah, it's probably got Omnath in, if I had to guess. Alright, so we're gonna go... Lotus Cobra. Tapped Tangle Veil. Make a Bug and green mana. Yeah, let's make green mana and then we'll play the Lotus Cobra. Next land is going to generate insane amounts of mana. Yeah, the old Scoot Mob was amazing. I absolutely loved that card. Can I promise Insect Tribal? I can't promise anything. That would be a bad idea. But I'll look into it. I already played Insect Tribal, technically, on the last stream. It did not go well. Hey, Agent Fog. Is this Landfall Tribal? No, this is whatever Scoot Swarm wants to be tribal. I got rid of my Lotus Cobras. How little do they know? Haha. Alright. So, Scoot would like to be a Parcel Beast now. And who am I to stop them? Let's make a Bug. That is not a land, so we're going to put that on the bottom. Then we're going to activate Parcel Beast. Hit a land. 6th land. Makes Parcel Beasts with the landfall trigger. Yes. Alright. Next, a Shire. Hope for a land drop. This could very well get out of hand quite quickly if our opponent is not the fun police. We'll see. Alright, we were kind of hoping it'd be a Migratory Greathorn, if we're honest. There's Omnath, draws a card. So I think the second card you draw gains you fall. Oh no, it's landfall, isn't it? Yeah. Cares about landfall, the Omnath. Okay. So I'm going to play a Shire. Which enters as a land! Yes! Okay. I guess these are token lands, aren't they? So they won't actually go infinite with a Shire. So there is that, I suppose. But can't stop it now. I don't want any of them, do I? Because I just want to land. I guess I could take Migratory Greathorn, which would make copies of Greathorn. Doesn't really stop us dying to, like, Storm's Wrath if we're assuming our opponent has that. I'm just going to decline and see what we get. Another Scoot Swarm. No problems there. Take one. Is there a deck list somewhere? There is not at the moment. This one was a little bit of a last-minute build, but I mean, if this is fun enough, it'll go up on YouTube, and then I'll have all the details on there. Before 3 landfall triggers? Yeah, probably. Boo hiss. And Genesis Ultimatum as predicted. Alright, let's see what they get. Uro and lands. Yeah, this is post-rotation standard. Birth of Melius. I feel like everything I'm going to do is going to get board wiped, to be honest. I think that's just, it's our deal at this point. But we'll give it a shot. Scoot Swarm. Let's go with Roiling Regrowth. Get rid of a forest. Get forest and island. Scoot Scoot. Land. Scoot Scoot. Let's play the Florahedron. Oh, I've got all the Scoots. And they've got all the Shatter the Skies. I can't catch a break on opponents today, can we? Eh, well. Uro is escaped. Finds a land. And Yorion flickers the living crap out of their entire board state. Uro's getting banned. He's guaranteed. He's not living. He will not survive the next set. Guarantee it. Castle Vantress. Well, that's a card. If we don't defend ourselves, then we get to move on to the next game quicker anyway, so... Get banned 1 month before rotation. Draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand plus 1. You have no maximum hand size. That's a thing. If we weren't dead before... Can't scoop. That is against the streaming rules. My opponent has as much right to showcase their deck to their viewers as I do to you. So we must respect that, otherwise we end up with opponents auto-scooping before we get to pull off our combo. Let's just see what we will draw. Almost good. I don't even know what is good at this point that could save us in this situation, to be honest. I'll just pick Starix, I guess. Exactly, Poseidon. They haven't done anything wrong by picking this deck I absolutely hate playing against, but... I am kind of fascinated by it all the same. There's a lot of cool cards in here. Even if, you know, my entire game plan has been demolished by a single card in theirs. Again. Alright, let's move on. Alright, it's got Scoot Swarm in it, it's got Great Horn in it, it's got some cool cards in it. We're going to keep this one. Alright, Temple. I'm going to say no to that. I do kind of want the land side of it. But I feel I'm just going to go adventure... Ah, no. I'll tap land it. Or I'll play Forest and play it, actually. Please. Okay, it's Temple. It's probably Rogues. Alright, so we're just going to go... Florahedron, go. Yeah, I just wasn't in the mood, Mike. I've had a bad enough day as it is without just, like, not playing the music I want to hear, so... I figured just put on my own music today and just enjoy it. If whoever owns this music wants to come after me, I apologize for playing your music. But that's it. That's the way it's going to have to be. Alright, this is a weird one, because I'm probably going to get Heartless acted if I play the Scoot Swarm again, but on a similar note, I'm going to do it. Alright. Opponent's passing. Opponent doesn't believe I can make land drops. That's very rude. Land drop. Or maybe they don't care. Could also be it. Look at them highlighting it going, maybe I should have killed it. I'm going to hit him for one and see what happens. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Flash is a thing. I'm going to Uro. See if he gets countered. Slither Wisp. Oh, baby. We get to lose at instant speed. Actually, I love this music. I'm glad. Honestly, there's all sorts in this playlist. Goes all the way back to like the 20s. So, if you don't like this particular piece of music, I'm sure we'll eventually find something you like. Alright, let's play Lotus Cobra. I just want to see if it gets countered. It does not. Okay. It's even got some good music in it. Hell yeah. It's dead now, right? Playing around whatever the name of sensor is in this format, but that's just rude. Fine, have it your way. What Zendikar commander do you think is the coolest? Oh, that's so hard to answer. Which is probably why you've asked me it. I don't know. I'll have to... Oh, come on. I just want to have fun. Why is that too much to ask? Alright, Great Horn. Alright, we made a land drop. Activate Great Horn. Because who needs to deal combat damage? Nice. Green. Yeah, I guess we could go through potential commanders after this one. There's a few, for sure. There is I think it was a black demon that cares about like clerics, which is pretty cool, but I kind of wish that it was in Orzhov, so I could get access to more clerics. I'm going to take Starix here. Starix can technically be a scoot. Go, Lotus Cobra, you've served your purpose. Permission to ban Mike. It would be so easy. Read his pun. Oh, I read his pun. I just chose not to acknowledge it. Alright, Zareth Sand gets to do its thing. This is a pretty cool commander. However, the problem with it is it kind of is only good. No, they're taking my Scoot Swarm. My level of hatred knows no bounds. If you counter this, I'll be so mad. Oh, they've got bloody Brazen Borrower in hand again. This is unbelievable. I'm so mad. Hey, dear. Let's give this a shot. Let's just see what happens. It's gonna fail miserably, we all know it. Oh my god, they let it go. This is just absolute pure savagery and you know it. That one. Make some green. This one. Make some blue. Do I even have enough for Uro in here? How do I not have enough for Uro? That is absurd. Get Brazen Borrowed. Come on, let me have fun. One of you's got to let me have fun at some point. I even let you have my Scoot Swarm. Oh, baby. There we go. Sanitomi. You're cool. I like you. I think I must have stacked my triggers weirdly, actually, because I should have gone with the Starix before all of these land drops. Missed opportunity there, for sure. Yeah, missed opportunity for sure. Green. Green. Play a Shire. Soul of the Wild. Enters as a land. Triggers the Scoots. Which should probably be like Migratory Greathorns or Parcel Beast at this point, but, you know. We're kind of working with what we got. You're a Snake Forest, that's right. I forgot you were a Snake Forest. Oh, there's another forest. Cool. Yep. The last song was, it was by Periphery. God, I can't remember the name of it, though, to be fair. You just kind of tap. I have an 18/18 at Shire as well. That's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. A Snake Forest is so good. I have a Creature Land Insect Forest. Forest can't be a pet. Not with that attitude. So they kind of let me have fun, even though they absolutely won this game. They could have 100% bounced my Starix at any time, but they chose not to, and I like Sanitomi for that. Instead of scooping, I am scooting. Alright, Fabled Passage. But yeah, like, through the process of them letting me have fun, they've also probably, like, guaranteed that they lose. That's what it feels like, for sure. Unless they've got, like, extinction events, I guess. But that doesn't seem likely. Alright, Vantress. There's a Greathorn. With a land on top. Yeah, that's cool. That works for me. So what we do is we go to our main. We attempt to Greathorn the Starix, which they're probably not going to let me do this time around. If they do not let me do that, then I will activate Starix's Parcel Beast mode, which many people probably don't know is under there somewhere, but I'm pretty certain it is. It's in there somewhere. Yeah, it's there. That's a Shark Typhoon X0. Alright. I don't know what that does. As long as your opponent has 8 or more cards, rogues get +1/+0. Whenever one or more... No! They're milling my cards. That's fine, though. It's only a land, let's be fair. Under... I've stacked my triggers wrong again. But does it really matter? Jesus Christ. I'll have some blue. I'll have some blue. I'll have some scoots. Oh, good lord. I'll have some blue. I'll have some scoots. 46 scoots. Yes! We're doing it! Chat, we're doing it. Yeah, this is what I envisioned, okay? We're there. We've arrived. The train has arrived at the station. The jank is on its way. Beautiful. Now, if I had had my way, all of these mutates would have been on a Scoot Swarm, so every single token of Scoot Swarm would also be an Auspicious Starix. It would be a 6/6, not a 1/1. Though this, in the grand scheme of things, I think is mostly irrelevant since there's a stack of 72 over there. And the stack hasn't emptied yet, by the way. We've still got, like, an Auspicious Starix trigger left to go. Also blue for Lotus Cobra. And you ready? Here we go. They're all lands, by the way. I just wanna point out that everything there was a land that just entered the battlefield. Oh my god. Yes! Yes! It can't stop and won't stop. 357 scoots. Let's crash the game. I think I've already done it, boys. I think it's done. Let's wash our hands of this deck now. Good lord. It took a while, but when we arrived, it was like Disneyland of jank. I did the thing, and I believe I've crashed my opponent's game. Because I'm on the Resolve All. So, I think... Oh, no, they're here. I mean, I could take a different action, but I've got a stack to empty. I came, I saw, I came again. Nice. Let's click the Resolve All button, my friend. And you are my friend. Nobody who was my friend would have denied me this. Glory to the Scoot. I am determined to improve this deck, though. I think there's something here. It might not be anywhere near competitive as long as Omnath's hitting the field with 19,000 lands. Granted. But I think there's something to do here. Y'all should go over to whoever my opponent is and go hit that follow button. They deserve it. They clearly are a jank connoisseur, whether or not they admit it. Oh, I'm glad they're laughing. Nice. Oh god, the... Yep, there we go. Nice. If you're in the chat and they're clicking the accept button, just tell them to hit the Resolve All button and it'll fly through, or it should do. If you are watching. Oh, they don't speak English? Ah, fair enough. They're Japanese. I didn't want to say it. It does sound like a Japanese username. I don't know. This is dumb. I don't know what you're talking about. Is this Hearthstone? I'm gonna give him carpal tunnel. I'm so sorry. This is as fast as it goes. Oh god. What are we at now? Honestly, I just want to point out, if we made one more land drop, right? All those numbers you see there, that's how many triggers would go on the stack again. For each of them, there would be another pile of this stack. But thankfully, right at the end of this this train of absolute degeneracy, I believe there's nothing left to do. Play Euro for an extra land drop. I actually can't. I only have 3 cards in my yard because most of it's on the battlefield. Wizards should have never used Unity. Yeah. Yeah. As someone who's used Unity in the past, yeah, 100%. I would have probably not agreed with it. It doesn't give you as much control as, you know, making your own engine for a start. Imagine the opponent playing Massacre Word. Maybe that's why they're playing it out. I don't know. Tell me my experience with Unity and game dev. Well, I have a degree in computer games programming. A 2-1 degree. which is not, you know, the highest you can get, but had a lot of fun with it. Unity was my main source of game development. It's honestly, as far as making a game is concerned, I would say it's one of the best ways to do it. As far as making a huge AAA game is concerned, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't bother. There's just too much that you don't get control over with Unity. Oh, the slowing down, I can tell there's an ache in that hand of theirs. Just submitted it to the channel Fireball Stop 5. Nice. I'm gone for 10 minutes and this happens. We finally pulled off the combo. You're right. I actually don't know. Have we got... We probably don't have a lethal attack, but we've probably got a lethal backswing, I would say. They press resolve all. Oh, good. Honestly, I would feel bad and I'd probably concede if I knew that they were clicking every single trigger one by one. I'll give him one last turn. Oh, there we go. No, I can't. I can't do it. I honestly can't do it. Okay.
Welcome back.
Nice. Alright. Pass the turn. To you, Earl Grey Hot. Thank you very much for the prime. Is that you, Nosy? Sub for breaking the game. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, my friends. That's a lot of triggers. Should we sit through these scoot swarms? I don't know if we can. Great accent, by the way. Thank you. I've worked hard on this one. Honestly, if they somehow manage to, you know, gain lethal, wouldn't be upset about it. They can absolutely take it. They've put up with my nonsense. So, you know what? They deserve whatever they've got. And they actually choose to scoop it up. I think the sound's bugged out as well. There's no explosion. The game would just, like, kill me. Just kill me. User Starix for 7%. I don't know if the tracker was correct, if it was if you were reading that. Because I'm pretty sure it's broken. I don't know if I can... Yeah, I can't even interact with it, so...